Pictionary, how to play. The object of the game is to be the first team to reach the finish space on their player board, then correctly guess the final sketch. Divide into 2 teams. Place the deck face down on the table and give each player one player board, dry erase marker, and score tracker. Each team places the score tracker on their start space. Each team rolls the die, and the highest goes first. Reroll on a tie. On your team's turn, pick one teammate to be the picturist, who draws the top card of the deck and looks at it, keeping it hidden from everyone else. Based on the location of your score marker, use the indicating color of that square to determine which clue on the card to use. The clue categories by color are object, person, place, or animal, action, difficult, and pop culture. After the picturist has silently read the clue, start a 1-minute timer. The picturist now has 1 minute to sketch clues on their board to get their team to guess their word. Their team gets unlimited guesses until the time runs out. If your team guesses correctly, then discard the card and roll the die and move your score tracker down your score track that many spaces. Then, pick a new picturist and clear your board and repeat the process for drawing clues to a new word in a new category, moving again and drawing again if correct. You must pick a new picturist each time you draw a new card. If your team fails to correctly guess the word in the time limit, then the card is discarded and no points are scored, and your turn ends and the other team goes. When sketching, you are not allowed to use letters, numbers, ears for sounds like, dashes indicating the length of a word, speak, or use sign language. The strictness for how precise an answer needs to be should be decided before beginning. For example, is bunk acceptable for bunk bed, or enlarged for enlarge? Whenever a team lands on or begins their turn on an all-play space, both teams will each have a picturist sketching the same clue. The first team to correctly guess the answer within the time limit rolls the die and moves their score tracker, then draws a new card and continues their turn on the new space. If neither team guesses in time, then the team who landed on the all-play space ends their turn and the other team goes. If you land on or begin your turn on a wild square, then the picturist chooses any category on the card to sketch. The final square is an all-play. You do not need to reach this space by exact count. In order to win, it must be your turn, and your team must be the first to correctly guess the all-play word. The team on the final all-play space cannot win the game by winning a round controlled by the other team. They must regain control, then attempt a winning word. The first team to do this wins.